What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Tough Streeters channel. Today we are going to do a walkthrough of our latest giveaway car, which is a 1968 Ford XT. I personally don't know too much about these cars because I'm a full drive boy, but Con here, he's the man who has the knowledge.
We'll leave you to your four-wheel drive stuff, Adam.
Yep, that's it. So basically, well, we just gave this away. We drew the winner about a week ago, was it?
Yeah.
A week ago, which is Rod in Queensland. So he's super excited. What are your thoughts on Rod?
Yeah, so couldn't, honestly, like in a barrel of how many entrants, so there's like, I think there was 4,000 tickets in the barrel, and like to pick out someone like Rod, I mean, you go, it doesn't matter who it is, but Rod's just one of those guys that you'd hope to win a car like this, deserving of it. Rod is one of those guys that's just had cars like this in the past, probably regretted selling them, and never been able to get his hands on one again. I can't imagine the feeling that he's going through to know that this is going to him. Like, it'd be surreal until you actually have it in your hands, wouldn't it? So
we're excited for him. We even got an email from him last week that his teeth are sunburnt from smiling so much. So, congratulations, Rod.
He's changed his profile picture to the wheels and the car.
Really?
So he's already taken ownership of it,
awesome.
which is fine, mate. It's his car. So, while we've still got it here, I think we'll just do a quick walkthrough. I never really went into detail on the car, but I mean, it sells itself. It's amazing.
Tell us about the car initially. So, who was the previous owner of this? Because he's well known.
So the car's got a bit of history. James Mackey, who's local to us here in Victoria, he's in the drift scene. He's got an XY Falcon, which he drifts, which is pretty different. He's XY not is the car, the plates. So he's got an LS1 in that, so it's different again. He's just done what he's wanted to do with his own car, which is what Tough Streeters is all about. So custom and reliability and everything. So this was his old car, and I think he used to just take it out on weekends, enjoy it with the family, and basically just cruise it.
Yeah, the idea of this video is that we'll just show you the car, basically. It's not a review or anything, we just want to show you what it's all about. Yeah,
so previous owners obviously taken good care of it. I think the car got restored quite some time ago. It's still flawless, like the paint on it's still shiny as. It's had a detail before we put it as a giveaway, but yeah, like it's so presentable, and it's on the street, it's got heaps of presence. I'll run you through the car. Basically, it's a 68 XT. It's got GT badge, GT trim, basically all the good stuff out of a GT, which makes it awesome. A lot of people were sort of sussing whether it was like, you know, why have 351 badge on the console and all this other stuff, but our scene's about custom cars, it's not about originality. Obviously, if it was an original GT, then you want to have all original, but this isn't. So I think the GT's had all the good stuff, and why wouldn't you want to have it in your own? Just a jet black, it hasn't got any metallic in it.
It looks super clean.
It's very simple, so honestly they came out already good looking. They came out awesome from the factory, so you don't have to do much to them. 3-piece V5 Simmons on the car, 15 by 8s on the front, and 15 by 10s on the rear, which is pretty impressive. I'm in the Valiant scene, so I've got a Charger myself. So I don't really know what sort of tyres and wheels you can fit on these with a factory wheel tub, but 15 by 10 is pretty good for a stock diff and stock tubs. It may have been shortened the diff by the look of it, just from the dish on the wheels, but yeah, like plenty of clearance in the guard, and it just swallows up the 10s. So I reckon it looks awesome. He's lowered it. Yeah, no, I don't mind the dish fronts either. It kind of gives it that sort of track look.
Yeah, I like it.
So yeah, so the exterior speaks for itself. It's just clean and tidy, and it's what you'd want in a cruiser. It's not a show car, but it's good enough to like put in shows. It's just, you know.
Mate, I'd call this a show car, for sure.
Yeah, look, it's one of those things, my car's the same. It's, you know, you can pick its faults, but it's because they get driven.
Yeah, that's it.
Stone chips, they're made to be driven, so that's the beauty about it. It's
I mean, this is pretty good. Like, you got a little bit, the camera doesn't really pick it up. There's a little bit on the front, but like, really. Yeah, that's pretty clean.
For me, it's what you want in a street cruiser. Yeah. You don't want to be so anal that every time you know, get a stone chip on it, you freak out. So
yeah, that's it.
For me, that's perfect. It's a perfect street cruiser. We'll open up the trim. So
yeah, well, I might jump around the other side. Oh, am I locked? There we go.
So yeah, with the trim, again, like I'm not a Ford guy, but I really love it. I love the wood grain accents, and who doesn't love a manual V8? It's like, honestly, like all my old school cars are auto, and you know, when you start putting worked engines in an old car, I mean, autos work best, especially in the drag scene. But if you're cruising and you want to really feel the road, I think nothing beats a manual. So
yeah, exactly.
When I jumped in for the first time and drove this, I was just like, how good is this? Like just having a manual V8 just feels like a muscle car when you drive it. You know, it's definitely not cushy like a new car.
Yeah, and it feels like you're sitting on a couch.
Yeah,
as well, these things.
It is a lounge switch, but I do love. Yeah, I'm gonna jump in. Yeah. I do love the low seats without the headrests. So
yeah,
if you're taking the family out, it feels like you're in a sports car. But yeah. So the interior again speaks for itself. It's got, you know, obviously it's got a GT console. It's got a GT steering wheel, GT badges on the dash. I'm pretty sure all these seats would be GT. Again, I don't know if it's XY GT. I don't know if the XT GTs came out with this trim. It's all custom, so I mean, it's up to the owner's choice and what they want in their car, and that's what Mackie's put into this. And yeah, it's simple. It's just
in the end, it's just super nice.
100%.
Like, I'm used to old Forbies, so the interiors on them are shocking. But this is. When I first saw this, the interior is kind of what stood out to me on this car, and the sound of it as well.
Yeah, 100%.
The sound of it.
I mean, like, it takes you back to the era that it was out in. You know, like having the original stereo, which is built into the dash, is cool. Obviously, like the factory cluster with the miles per hour on the dash, like it's awesome. You feel like you're driving an old school car, which is what you want. So yeah, that's the trim.
How about you start it up?
I'll start it up while I'm in here.
Yeah. Now this thing sounds awesome. I love the sound of it. Just old school V8s, they're the best. Yeah, it is warmed up. It is already warmed up for everyone who's wondering.
You gotta prepare for these things.
Yeah.
It is carbureted, so it's hit and miss. But yeah,
the idle is awesome. Let's have a listen to that. You can't really beat it, can you?
honestly, like, it's got the note that you want when you're driving a V8. You roll up at the lights, people will look, turn their heads to see it, they'll notice it. It's loud, but it's not ridiculous. It's comfortable. Like it doesn't drone when you drive it. I think it's got dumpies at the diff, so it's loud. It's
it
loud
does
enough.
make some noise.
Like I said in the other videos, XRs and XT Falcons were particularly my favourite. I'll run you through the differences. So obviously the front grille and the lights are different on them. They were all made here in Australia, but these were early. Yeah, they were earlier than the XYs and XRs.
This guy's that.
But struggling, mate.
I'm struggling.
Need muscle for these things. Yeah, so I mean, the shape, just like all Aussie cars, they maintain the same shape throughout like 4 or 5 models. So the shape is the same. They probably share the same guards. I know the doors would be the same for sure. They might be slightly different on the front to match the grille and the lights, but they might not be. I know the Valiants slightly changed the guards to suit their headlights and the front grille and that.
Yep.
Tail lights are one of the main things with the XTs. They've got round tail lights, so does the XR. So all the XWs and XYs had like a squarish tail light. But other than that, yeah. So I'll run you through the bay.
Yeah. What motor is this? Tom?
So. Do you want me to give you like a dictionary and just...
Yeah, go for it. Go on.
So it's a 302 Windsor. These mainly came out in, like these were mainly what they came out with, the XTs and XRs. So it's a good runner. It's definitely got some camshaft in it. You can tell by how lumpy it is and how it runs. And when you drive it, being a manual, when you've got a bit of camshaft, you sort of got to give it the berries to sort of take off. So
nothing wrong with that.
I don't know too much spec about the motor. I don't know how, when it got built and whatnot, but yeah, it's a work 302, so it's not standard. They weren't rockets from the factory. This one goes a little better than what they would have from factory, but like I said, it's a good cruiser. The car's reliable. It's got an Edelbrock manifold. It's got extractors on it. It's got a 750 double pumper Holley carburetor on it, but like I've mentioned before, it runs cool. You can have this thing idling for, we've had it idling for over half an hour. It's never overheated. You can drive it everywhere. It's a comfy, reliable car to drive everywhere, and the engine purrs. However old the engine, for how long ago it got rebuilt, it's running like a dream.
Yeah.
It doesn't drop oil. It's honestly like it's everything you'd want in an old school cruiser.
Yeah, it's just such an awesome car. This one.
And everything like I said, everything gives it character. If it's not perfect, that's what gives the old school stuff character. Some things can't be replaced.
Bloody drift cars making a lot of noise. What is that? Is that the... Where are we? Oh, it's the FD. bloody loud. Big light.
Thank you, That's all plastic.
Yeah, that's all plastic.
Look, I won't lie, I got a soft spot for some Japanese cars, but while we're talking about muscle, let's keep it a muscle.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so we gave two, that was another giveaway car for Keep It Reed.
Yeah.
Seems to be the theme, the jet black has been the theme of the month.
Yeah, that's it.
So yeah, that's pretty much the XT. That's now Rod Mellors, which honestly, I can't wait to see his face when he actually gets this in his garage.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah, it's going to be sad to see it go, but it'll be good in Rod's hands. And
yeah,
whilst we're just talking about that, this is Jason's VL. This is the next giveaway car over here. Entries are now live for that. If
that's
you want
it.
that.
So
that's a genuine
bit of
HSV.
contrast: a black Ford, white Holden.
That's it. We do a bit of everything.
a little bit newer. It's a later model. It's a 94 Holden HSV, but it is an iconic car.
Yeah. We're going to do another video on this one very soon.
We'll do a rundown on the car.
Yeah.
I know a little bit more about my Holdens. I'm not going to lie. All my dailies are Holdens, so probably slightly lean towards the Holden side. But you know what? I respect anything that's nice. Any street car, make or model, whatever it is, I love them.
I'm a Toyota 440 guy. I do like this though.
It's alright, mate. I'll let swap everything you own from now on. Or Barra.
I just thought we'd make a video just kind of showing you around it. Obviously we didn't build this car, so we don't know everything there is to do with it, but it's just such a nice car that we wanted to show you guys.
Sometimes the giveaway cars are good enough to give away as we get them. Most of the time we like to put our touches on it. That GT or that XT didn't need anything, so it literally came here as it is, and it's gone to the new owner as is. The only thing it's taken out of the picture is the big price tag, so Rod's won it for however much he put in for tickets, but it wouldn't have been what it's worth, so
nah.
Definitely not. Probably would have been like one drive worth of fuel, and he's won a car like that, so it could be you. But yeah, just a rundown on the cars really. It's nothing about the giveaways now, it's about what we're giving away and the quality of the cars that we're looking at.
Yep.
The clubby's a little bit more custom. We've done a little bit of work to it. Nothing performance-wise. It's already got the gear in it. But yeah, the bonnet. Lowered it.
That's all right. We'll go through that in another video.
Leave it for the next one.
Probably next week.
Adam maybe can start learning about them so you can do a bit of a better vlog than me.
Maybe.
Anyway, thanks for joining us and having a look at our cars in the factory, our giveaway car, and going through the XT. And yeah, keep your eye out. We'll be doing more of these videos, just running you through some cars. I might go through my personal collection.
Yep.
Yeah, I know a lot more about my cars than anyone else, so yeah, I'll have a bit more to say about them. But yeah, hope you enjoyed.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.